I've never seen a wheel get that hot before. Man, look at that. I don't quite understand. It looks like the wheel bearing is completely toasted. Oh, man, just bubbling. I was going along here and driving along, and I smelled something. I smelled like, I don't know, rubber burning or something, and I thought it was something I was passing, and all of a sudden I started seeing smoke coming up around the hood, so I pulled in this little side road here. Look at that. Look at all the grease is melted in there. Wow. I've never seen anything that hot. Holy cow. I thought actually I had a fire under the hood. Okay, let's get that wheel off there and see what we got. Okay, so here's the kind of fun we're having today on this adventure. Actually, I was taking you out on a road trip this morning, and there was more to come, but this is the real life things that happen. This is not invented. This is grease running out of here at like liquid, so these bearings must be gone in here. And here I am in the woods, side of the highway, the breakdown. Yeah, this is the real world. This is not made for YouTube. This is YouTube being present in the real world. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna take this caliper off. I always bring a few tools. Okay, so here I am on the side of the highway, as you can hear. I got the rotor off. The rotor looks okay, and actually I cleaned it all out. I had some rags here with me, and the bearings actually look good. And so I thought it was a catastrophic failure of the bearing, but what I'm more inclined to believe now is that the caliper was dragging. So basically what that would do when the caliper's seizing is it's going to keep the brake on all the time, and with the brake on all the time on that side, I was getting that pull to this side, and it overheated the rotor, and it got it so hot down in the center here that it started to melt the grease. So what I did was I got a hold of a parts store that's not too far from here, and they're going to drop off the parts. They're going to drop off a new caliper, some new bearings, some wheel bearing grease, and some brake fluid. I'll put the new bearings in just because these ones got so hot, but the rotor doesn't look warped, and it's clean inside, so probably half an hour I'll have those parts here and put this back together, and we'll get on the road. Just luckily, I looked in the back of my truck, and I even have a piece of cardboard to kneel on here. I mean, you'd almost think this was planned, but no, this is just basic tools I carry. I happen to have this piece of cardboard in the back. Anyway, we're waiting for that guy from Napa to show up. That's going to be first time I've ever had that kind of service. Mind you, I don't make a habit of breaking down the side of the road very often either, but that's good to know that they'll drive out and drop the parts off to you. Okay, so while I've got a few minutes to wait for this guy to deliver the parts I need to fix the truck, I thought I'd show you what I carry in my toolbox when I head out on the road. I just got this little box, you know, it's got a lift out tray, and keep it behind the back seat all the time, and it's here anytime I need it. So I just carry a variety of things in there. I've got a little socket set, comes with a ratchet, mix it up with the kind of sockets I need on this truck. I got a couple of adjustable wrenches. I got an oil filter wrench. I got a multimeter, a tire pressure gauge. Keep a little ball peen hammer in there. A file. I got some candles for a fire starter, and I also carry matches in here. I've got a magnet retrieval tool. You know, if you lose something down in a hole, you can pick it up with a magnet. A couple of little screwdrivers. I carry a marking pen, like a Sharpie. You could leave a note for somebody, or you can mark something, you know, whatever you want to do. Some sandpaper. I've got a release tool here for the fuel line on this Ford F-150. Sometimes you can't get the line apart without that. I've got some dielectric grease. I've got a little tire patch kit here. I've got the tools to put these inserts into a tire to plug it. I've got a valve tool, I've got a valve stem, I've got some rubber cement, that's all for patching a tire, and I have a little air compressor in the back seat as well. And what else do I got? I got a punch, a scraper, a knife, some needle nose pliers. Like I say, I got another pair of blunt nose pliers here that I'm using today, a screwdriver. There happens to be another ratchet here. I carry these things. These are really handy if you lose if your muffler drops. You know, you can bolt this up. You can undo a bolt underneath the vehicle, bend this however you want, and hang the muffler, you know, and get you home without it dragging on the ground. Happen to have two of them in here. And that's another muffler type hanger. Not really for this vehicle, it's for a car I have, but it just happened to be in this box. Some Teflon tape. I usually have some black tape. I don't see that here today. Some earplugs, like I say, matches, a lighter, some brake fittings, a couple of spare bulbs. Happen to have a battery terminal in here, some small wrenches, Allen wrench, piece of chain with a shackle on it, maybe to tie something up with. Another valve stem, and then down the bottom of the box I got an assortment of wrenches, a couple of extensions, and I've got a fuse here, a main fuse for my alternator, and that's about it. And usually an old pair of gloves and some rags, you know, and that basically always stays in the vehicle. It's always behind the seat, and on a day like today came in really handy to have some of this with me. Okay, so the parts guy showed up. He brought me a new caliper, and he brought me 2 new wheel bearings. I put them in. They brought me wheel bearing grease, and they brought me some brake fluid. And so I just didn't bother filming that. I got to get going here today. We got more to do today, so. Okay, now by myself, so how am I going to bleed the brakes? So I looked in the back of my truck here, and I carry a hoe. Just a regular garden hoe, but I use it to dig stuff out of the back of the truck, you know, instead of having to crawl in there all the time. So what I've done is I've pumped up the brake pedal with the hoe, and I've got some pressure on it there now. And what I've done is I brought the end of the handle up here against the rubber trim on the door. So that's holding pressure on it now. Now I'm gonna go down, just gonna release that bleeder screw and let that puff of air out. There. A little bit of fluid coming out, see that? Okay, close it, and I'm going to repeat that process with the hoe. So down, and up, down, and up, and down, and up, and now I'm going to push it with the hoe. Push it down there with the hoe, like that. I'm going to bring it up against the edge of the door. See, I got it jammed against the edge of the door frame there. Now, make sure my reservoir is good. Okay. Now, let's let that bleeder screw out a little bit, see what happens. Okay, nice steady flow of fluid. You see that? So I'm going to close it off. I think it's pretty well bled. And the pressure came off of this. Let's see what that feels like. I think that feels pretty good. I think I'm gonna go with that for now. I might want to bleed it a little later, but it looks like a good flow of fluid came out there. I think we're good. That feels really good. You never know when a hoe is gonna come in handy. Always keep a hoe with you. Okay, that worked. Okay. Put that wheel back on there. Okay, I got all that put back together, and it looks like we're back on the road again. So let's get on with the original adventure that we were headed out for today. Okay, so to the untrained eye, many would think that this video is about fixing your vehicle on the side of the road, but it has a deeper meaning. I'm actually heading to pick up a used vehicle. I went and got a trailer after I finished my repair to the brakes. I went and picked the trailer up, and I'm on the way to go get this vehicle sight unseen. Talked to the guy. He said the engine is knocking. It's a 3-liter engine. It's another 2004 Ford Escape. He said it was run dry of oil. I don't know if it leaked out or what happened. And other than that, it looks in pretty good shape. It runs, but I mean, you know, it's the engine is needs to be rebuilt in it. It's got an automatic transmission, and you know, he wanted a certain price for it, and I told him the most I could give him for it was $200. So he went for it. So yeah, these are some of the crazy things I do, sight unseen. You know, it's an excuse for adventure, you know. So some people get adventure by climbing a mountain. I take my risks on the highway. Anyway, we're gonna go see what happens on the way here. Getting close. I'll show you what it is when we get there. We'll load it up and we'll take it home. And here it is. Here's the first look at it. Well, it doesn't look too bad, eh? Doesn't look too bad at all. I knew it had a dent here. Got ourselves an auto loader here. I have to get it up on there. Okay, there it is. Got our security in here. I feel like the repo man today. Looks pretty good. All right, heading home. Heading home, looks good. I just want to show you some of the country I'm driving through here. Okay, so here it is. I got it back. That's the 3-liter engine, and it's a front-wheel drive, and it's got the CD4E automatic transmission in it. And it doesn't look like in bad shape, eh? Not bad. I just opened all the doors and I checked the bottom of the doors. There's no rust on these doors. Nothing on the bottom of the doors at all. It's usually where you start to see the doors go, right? They rust. That's the driver's door. It would have got the most use. That looks fine. All the rockers look good. You know, the seat's a little grubby, but that can be cleaned up. No, it doesn't look too bad at all. Same over here. Look at the bottom of that door. Looks fine. The rockers are all good. I hit on this here. This is where the other one was just completely gone here. All of this was rusted out. And up in the wheel well, you know, this is where they all go. This doesn't look bad at all. This has been fixed at some point. I don't know. It looks pretty good. And the tires, not so bad. The rims look good. Tail lights are intact. And now there was some running boards. It looks like they've been removed. You know, and the seat is folded forward there. And, you know, up underneath it looks really good. I mean, look at the frame here. You know, that looks really good for what is it, 2004? You know, 17 years old. It looks really good. Look at the frame here. You know, I don't know if they had been rust proofing it or what they'd been doing, but man, that looks good. You know, and I could show you quickly the other one. Wow, it's bad. Same year. Yeah, and if you look farther up the frame, see here, look at that. That looks pretty good there. And now the other one, when I first got it home, I put a jack to hold it on the side there, and it went right through. This one's not rusted out at all. A little surface corrosion here and there, but yeah, the unibody looks really good. And then, like I say, the tailgate, that tail light might have a little crack in it. Yeah, it does. Tire looks good. That wheel well looks okay. Like I say, the rocker here is all good. It's not rusted, it's not perforated. Yeah, and the bottom of this door, that looks pretty good. Same here. It needs a good cleaning, but it's not all beat up. It's got a factory radio in it, looks like. Again, some stains on the seat and stuff. And this passenger door looks good, look. Okay. So, to get this off, is release that. Pull out that ramp. And pull out this ramp. And then I'll just be able to back that down off there. I gotta release these things here. These ratchet clamps. Yeah, they got good quality stuff on these trailers. Hey, the U-Haul, man, it's top notch. Very good. Okay, I started it up to drive it up on this auto transport, and there was a noise with the engine, so he said it was knocking. So it's probably the bearings on the bottom end gone. And we'll yet to be determined what we're going to do with this. But that's it, and that's the end of the adventure for today. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.